challenges together. I want to assure every resident of Mombasa that whether you voted for Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasser and Francis Toya, or you voted for anyone else, it is my solemn oath before the Almighty that I shall be a servant governor to all, regardless of the color of their skin, their ethnicity, their religion, or their political beliefs. The greatest revenue that we enjoy as a county is that of our people. Over the past 10 years, when I served as a member of parliament for Mvita constituency, I was at the heart of efforts to unite the diverse communities residing in Mombasa County. I have worked hand in hand with the people to create a sense of communal belonging where everybody feels welcome in Mombasa. My commitment today is to carry this forward as your servant governor. I thank you for the confidence you have shown in my leadership. When I first declared my intention to vie for the position of Chief Executive of Mombasa, I did so out of a deep desire to transform our beloved county. This journey has never been about me, but this journey has always been about us together collectively. It has been about uplifting the lives of the residents of Mombasa and bringing the fruits of devolution through the doorsteps of each and every household in our county. This journey has been about making Ugatuzi work for you in line with the dreams and vision of those who came before us, those who fought for Majimbo, illustrious names, the likes of Ronald Ngala, and the likes of my late father, Sharif Nasser, and an icon who is living right now, my party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga. And at this juncture, to wish those who are no longer with us, those who have departed and have been there with this struggle, may the Almighty bless them in a better place, and may they be proud of the achievements we have achieved and those we are yet to achieve and have targeted to. I intend to honor our historical promise and bring devolution to you, the people. Within the first 100 days of my administration, I intend to roll out the Serikali Mitaani program. Serikali Mitaani will bring government and all its services from the governor's office in Treasury Square directly to you in your various homesteads. We want to make sure services are easily accessible to you wherever you are. Towards this end, my government shall with immediate effect issue a directive that the sub-county administration is expanded from sub-county and ward administrators to include village administrators who will be drawn from our local communities in order to enhance the efficiency of service delivery. The success of my county government shall be determined by the collaboration and support of our esteemed county government workers. The journey to transform Mombasa shall not be a short sprint, but shall be a long-distance marathon. And I cannot do this alone. We will require everyone's support. I cannot do it without each and every one of you. This is why it is my topmost agenda that it shall be to ensure that we have a good working relation with you, the county employees. Your input shall be invaluable, and I will do my part to ensure you are well treated, including the timely payment of your salaries and the diligent remittance of your statutory deductions. As your servant governor, my top priority shall be the economic revival of Mombasa County. And I'm glad during my inaugural speech, that we have development partners with us here today. It is timely to say that we must tackle the ticking time bomb of unemployment. Mombasa residents are struggling with the rising cost of living as incomes dwindle and disappear as our local hotel industry and port-related businesses struggle. It is for this reason that immediately after this, I shall report to my office to sign my first executive order on the waiving of license penalties levied on markets and businesses during the COVID-19 period to enable our business resume normal operations without undue financial burden. Moreover, to jumpstart our economy, my county government shall invest in our young people. We will roll out the Skills Mitaani program through the Serikali Mitaani structures that will enable our youth to get certified technical training. Our young people will then be able to convert their experience as hairdressers, masons, electricians, plumbers, and so on into recognized certificates. Once qualified, we will enter all these young people into a job database that will provide a one-stop shop for talent recruitment in Mombasa County. This database will allow us to source job opportunities for these youth in the diaspora over and above the local opportunities. We will revive Mombasa to the glory of old. Mombasa soon will see a revamp of dormant businesses as well as expansion of existing ones through our business-friendly policies. Despite being strongly in Azimio, I will work together with the County Assembly to fast-track legislation to consolidate licenses in Mombasa into a single business permit. The new single business permit shall cover all forms of county licensing, including health inspection, business, fire, and other attendance fees. I shall also be signing an executive order to waive historical clamping fees on all public service vehicles as well as private vehicles to allow the county start afresh in the collection of parking revenue. These pending clamping fees have served as a compliance obstruction, and our people want to pay and be obedient but are limited from doing so due to these significant accrued fees. The construction industry is the second largest revenue stream for our country. Property developers shall have a reason to flock to Mombasa under our administration, as they can expect a hastened, transparent, and automated building approval process. Mombasa shall be open for business, and these approvals shall be in a very hastened, timely manner. As the governor of Mombasa, despite being in Azimio, strongly, let me restate my responsibility to hold and uphold the Constitution, and in particular, the spirit of one central government and 47 devolved governments under a unitary state that are independent but mutually cooperative. In that respect, I wholeheartedly and unreservedly welcome the recent directive by His Excellency the President to revert port services back to the county of Mombasa. This is a bold step in the right direction towards the economic revival of our county. We look forward to the subsequent stimulus effect and the creation of jobs for our people that will arise from this. Further to this, as the head of the county government of Mombasa, I shall engage the national government through the legally provided structure of the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Committee. The thrust of this engagement shall be to advocate for Mombasa County to get its fair share of port revenue in line with global practice. The standard worldwide has been that port cities have a say and a stake of the ports, and the people of Mombasa should benefit from having the port as its God-given natural resource. As a county government, we shall seek the concurrence and cooperation of the national government through dialogue on this in the incoming days, with a view to securing the much needed additional revenue to help us finance service delivery to Wananchi. I further challenge the national government to move with speed to fully implement the single African Air Transport Agreement, better known as the Open Skies Policy, to allow international visitors from 320 countries to access our coastal regions, 40,000 hotel beds, without necessarily traveling through Nairobi. This will mean any international airline willing to be allowed to have a direct flight to Mombasa should be allowed to do so. And this will be able to put money in the pockets of our tourism industry workers. In addition to this, in our conversation with the national government, we shall seek the prioritization of the completion of the Dongokundu Special Economic Zone that will see almost 100,000 jobs directly and indirectly created in Mombasa, even as I, at county government level, seek to operationalize the Miritini Industrial Park. The Miritini Industrial Park, as outlined in our manifesto, shall provide tax incentives to local small, medium-scale manufacturing businesses to encourage their setup in Mombasa. This is the kind of mutual cooperation Kenyans want to see between the two levels of government. The people of Mombasa have known me and know how deeply passionate I am about education and the power that it has to change the lives of ordinary people. My county government shall run a comprehensive school bursary program aimed at improving school enrollment. No child should drop out of school due to lack of fees. Mombasa's enrollment rates ought to be much higher than they currently are. The long-term strategy in fighting poverty and unemployment in Mombasa can only be through education and vocational skills training. My government commits to ensure the full and proper implementation of the Elimu Fund to issue bursaries that will enable our needy children complete their study. The distribution of these bursaries shall not be at Treasury Square. The distribution of these bursaries shall be at Mitaani level through the Serikali administrative system that will bring on board stakeholders such as the churches, mosques, temples, local community organizations, our elected members of county assemblies, and local leaders in determining potential beneficiaries at ward level. My third executive order shall be to implement orders abolishing land rates levied upon registered places of worship, including churches, mosques, and temples. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 enshrines the freedom of religion without any form of encumbrance. We will remove any obstacles to our people's inalienable right to free worship. Mombasa shall remain the diverse and multicultural hub it has been since it came to be hundreds of years ago. Across the county of Mombasa, thousands of families are one hospital bill away from financial disaster. Thousands of families have had to sell properties and remain destitute to save the life of a loved one. My government shall formally introduce Mombasa Care to bring this to an end. Mombasa Care is an initiative to ensure that our residents of Mombasa are covered under the umbrella of the National Hospital Insurance Fund. We shall pay the monthly contribution to those truly needy families so that they may not be able to be destitute even further as a result of illness. Our next executive order, and at this juncture, I want to re-emphasize the words that I said when I was campaigning. It is my job, once elected, that I shall continue in the good work that was initially started by the former Governor Hassan Ali Joe. At the same time, rectify and correct and put in place anything that needs to be rectified. And my job is to ensure that we have any obstacles as a learning lesson to each and every one of us. And it is for this reason, one of the departments that deservedly put Mombasa in the right place was health. We'll be learning from this, and one of the first executive orders, the second, will be to establish a health task force whose mandate shall be to unravel what ails our healthcare systems in Mombasa. This task force shall propose concrete solutions for immediate implementation within 30 days. From these proposals, my government will endeavor to resource the devolved healthcare infrastructure at sub-county level so that there's adequate healthcare staff, medication and equipment to serve the needs of the people. I will harmonize labor relations with our healthcare workers to ensure that industrial action become a thing of the past. We will deal conclusively with the endless strikes in our health sector through open, honest dialogue with our healthcare workers. We will resolve issues of continuous and progressive training for our healthcare workers and process overdue promotions in consultation with the County Public Service Board. And as well, incorporate community health workers and community volunteers in this task of ensuring that the health sector remains to be number one, not just in Mombasa, but the whole of Kenya. During the electioneering period, I spoke extensively about the Mombasa Mwanzo Mpya, which has been about inclusivity and bringing people together. Today, I make the public commitment that my government will reflect the face of Kenya. There shall be no discrimination, and I will always endeavor to uphold my oath without fear or favor for the benefit of the people of Mombasa. I want to assure the people of Mombasa that under my leadership, we shall look for alternative ways to tackle the issue of garbage and garbage collection. Within the first 100 days, my government shall float an international expression of interest to invite strategic partnership to assist the county comprehensively manage our solid waste in a manner that is sustainable and not just affordable, but profitable for us as a county. We can be able to turn Mombasa into an energy producing county through the garbage that is produced on a daily basis. My intention is to run a transparent and accountable government in line with the provisions of the law and the Constitution of Kenya. I welcome the oversight of our members of County Assembly, our Senate, and the civil society. Every step of the way, we will espouse the spirit of public participation. My administration shall endeavor to always share information for public scrutiny, and I encourage our brothers and sisters of the civil society to conduct continuous social audits of the county's processes. We will partner with the civil society to uphold issues of human rights, in all our matters pertaining to the mandate of the county government. Our resolve is firm, our plans are ambitious, and our hope for the future is truly bright. To equally put our inspectorate through the integrity test, I shall be forming an independent inspectorate oversight authority to allow the public to rightfully place their cases on an oversight authority. In closing, I'd like to once again thank and take the opportunity to recognize all the national leaders who have gathered with us here today. Their presence is a reflection of the great love that they have for our people, for which I'm deeply humbled. If we have succeeded, it is because they have paved the way for us. I just want to say that I do not take any of you for granted. I shall continue to seek your wisdom and counsel from time to time as we work to make Mombasa emulates its county code, truly 001. May God bless Mombasa. May God bless Kenya. Asanteni sana. DJ kidogo. Kidogo. Nimeongea kimombo sana. Aya, siasa imeisha wote. Kauli yangu kwa watu wa Mombasa. Siasa tulifanya na tukaweka heshima katika siasa zetu. Sasa ni lazima tugeuze siasa, tuifanye kazi ile tuloweza kuahidi watu wa Mombasa. Hatuwezi kufanya kazi ikiwa tutaendelea na lugha ya kukejeli wale tuloshindana nao. Ni lazima tukubali wakati umefika wa sisi sote kushikana mikono na kusema tuisongeze Mombasa mbele. Mombasa ilipigiwa kura kwa kura ya debe ya siri. Hakuna anayejua aliyenipigia kura ni nani na ambaye hakunipigia kura ni nani. Lakini ni lazima tuwahudumikie watu wote wa Mombasa. Naomba mutupe nafasi tuweze kubadilisha manifesto yetu iwe ni kazi zile mnazozitaka. Tunataka kuanza kuweka mikakati na hatutoanza kusema tunasubiri wiki ijayo ama nini. Kazi inaanza moja kwa moja tukitoka hapa. Ni lazima mutupatie muda tuweze kurekebisha ili watoto wetu, vijana wetu, ndugu zetu waweze kupata ajira wanaostahiki katika Mombasa. Haya hayatowezekana ikiwa tutaendelea na lugha za kejeli za kampeni. Haya hatowezekana ikiwa tutakuwa hatutopeana nafasi ya kuifanya ile kazi. Mimi kauli yangu ya mwisho, kazi hii hatutoweza kuifanya peke yetu. Hii kazi lazima tuifanye, na kilio changu kwanza kwa wale waliokuwa ni wafanyakazi wa kaunti. Lau ulikuwa unakubaliana na mimi katika wakati wa kampeni ama unanipinga katika wakati wa kampeni, sasa haijalishi. Nimekusamehe na naomba tuende mbele. Kile ajenda yetu, manifesto yetu itawekwa katika karatasi inaitwa County Integrated Development Plan, CIDP. Tukiweka namna hii, hakuna tena siasa. I am expecting na nataraji wafanyikazi wa baraza la kaunti ya Mombasa bila ya hivi wala hivi, tukiwaambia njia ni hii, tuelekeni njia ni hii, ili tuweze kuboresha kaunti yetu ya Mombasa. Tumeelewana, sio? Mimi na ndugu yangu hapa Francis tumejitolea kuweza kuleta yale mabadiliko mnayoyataka. lakini katika hali ya kujitolea ni lazima tuifanye hii kazi pamoja. Na mimi naendelea tena kuchukua fursa kutoa shukrani za dhati kwenu nyote, na kila mmoja amekuwa na katika mstari wa mbele pamoja na sisi. Mwenyezi Mungu awajalie kila la kheri katika yale yote mnaoyafanya. Sasa ni nafasi yetu tuweze kuleta utajiri katika maeneo yetu ya Mombasa, kazi ziweze kupanuka, watu waweze kutabasamu. Tukionana elections zijao, hatuna tena kampeni, muniambie sisi tunapigwa bila ya kupingwa, sio? Asanteni sana Mombasa na mubarikiwe.
Security kindly clear the road, ili wakati tukimaliza tutatoa ile ratiba ya vile viongozi watashuka kutoka kwenye